Hey guys, this is Joseph Lucero with Harvest and Strike. And today's video is a very fun one, and I think it's unique for new powerlifters. And it's how to build a powerlifting program for beginner. So here's the problem. You, the powerlifter, might be newer, or maybe you're not, and you just wanted to browse YouTube and figure things out. But with being new to the sport, there's so much content out there. And I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of great content out there that might even be better than mine. But what I try to do with my stuff is I try to make sure I give you the justifications on why and give you a little bit of a creative approach with it as well. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how you build that beginner program, and below in the description, you'll see a clickable link for a download to get access to this beginner program and all the things I speak about in this video. I don't know if it's the fact that you found powerlifting on social media, or if you're just looking at it online, or maybe your buddy does powerlifting, but whatever it was, I'm thankful that you're here to watch this video, and I want to walk you through some of the basics. So with the powerlifting program, the main movements are squat, bench, deadlift, and obviously those are going to be main movements in your program, but to keep it simple, you're going to want to hit your squat, bench, and deadlift a couple times a week from a couple different perspectives. You want to have your heavier day, but then you also want to have your lighter day. But here's the problem. I just told you to take 3 movements twice a week. That's 6. That's a total of 6 amounts of time you have to see it throughout the week. But I'm going to actually show you a way to do squat, bench, and deadlift twice a week within a 4-day split. Because I think if you're going to challenge yourself, you're going to need the rest because you're going to be pushing yourself at a higher level. And you don't want to spend time in the gym, spending almost every day of the week in the gym and not allowing yourself to recover, because that's one of the number one issues with a lot of powerlifters. They don't regulate recovery very well, whether they're beginners, novice, or beginners, intermediate, or advanced lifters. They need a little bit more help with that just to make sure that they can thrive in the sport. Because I've seen some powerlifters who just last a year. I've seen some powerlifters that last 20 years. There's a big difference. And hopefully by the end of the video, you'll feel supported and better understand what to do with your approach. So I would say for the 4-day split, it needs to look like this: your squat day, your bench day, your deadlift day, and then your secondary bench day. 2 of those days, it's obvious you're pressing twice. But what about the squat and the deadlift days? How am I supposed to get those 2 instances of squatting and deadlifting if there's only 1 of each? So here's what's going to happen. With the 4-day split, now remember, if you can't keep up, click below and you'll get a downloadable version of this program so that you can look at it yourself. But on squat day, you're going to deadlift for speed, so light. Heavy squat, light deadlift. Heavy bench, heavy deadlift, light squat, and then speed bench. And the reason why these bench days are on their own is because now we can work movements like shoulders, biceps, triceps, some of those other things that can't fit into a deadlift or a squat day. So just a reminder, you're going to have a 4-day split: heavy squat, heavy bench, heavy deadlift. But on the heavy squat day, you'll speed deadlift. And on the heavy deadlift day, you'll speed squat. So those are the ways that you're going to overlap those themes to make sure that's a 4-day split. Now, for majority of the days, what I recommend is you start off with a top set, 2 top sets rather. So I'd recommend at the beginning, start with a 5 rep max. So if it's squat day, you want to take 2 top sets to work up to your top set of 5. If you're not sure what percentages to use, I'd say start off at 80% of a predicted or current max, and then from there, add more weight. But once you've hit that top set of 5, now the second movement you're going to do that day is a back down set at 70% of your top set for 3 sets of 3. So far, whether it's a squat day, deadlift day, bench day, start off with a top set of 5, take it for 2 rounds, first set 80% of your top max, and then add a little bit more the second set. And then from there, do easy back downs, 70% of your top set. So let's say you went to squat day and you did 2 sets of 5, you got up to 300. Now for your back downs for your speed squat, that needs to be 70%. So that's 210 pounds. You do that for 3 sets of 3, just to work on not just trying to lift the most weight possible, but to lift it with good technique and explosiveness. So heavy squats and then speed squats. On the speed squats, focus on form, technique, and being more forceful off the bottom of your squat. If I'm going a little too fast for you guys, it's okay, because remember, click below in the description, and we'll have more information about how to break down these days in a little bit more depth. And then for the third movement, you want to do that speed deadlift as well. Now, the problem is you did a heavy squat, speed squat, and now you're doing a deadlift for speed. So it sounds like too much speed is happening on squat day. So a lot of times I'll tell people maybe not necessarily to do a true deadlift, but a variation of the deadlift, which is called the RDL. And that'll help recruit more of the glutes and the hamstrings to give your quads a break from all the squatting. Now, that'll be the third movement. And then the last two movements I recommend just being accessories that would work more on your legs and potentially something for your posterior anatomy as well, like your back. So again, squat day, heavy top set, speed sets, and then the three other movements are going to be things that work around your weak points in performance and that you can get better with through using those specific exercises. Same thing for bench day. Top sets of 5 on bench, speed sets of bench, and then 3 accessories that are going to help your bench. Now, I would recommend that at least 2 of the 5 exercises you do each day are going to be isolated movements. So they're single joint movements that really focus on one muscle at a time. So I wouldn't do tons of multi-joint compound movements for all my 5 exercises. I'd say the first 3 can be compounds, and then the last 2 can be single joint. Now on deadlift day, again, top sets 5, back downs, and something I like to advocate for people is for their speed squats, maybe that becomes the first movement for their deadlifts. The speed squats are going to be at 60% of your top set from the squat day. So they're going to be super light. And the speed squats are going to help you get your hips ready for deadlifting. And plus, when you compete in powerlifting, you always do a squat before you deadlift. So you might as well get used to it. So speed squats, top set of deadlift, back downs of the deadlift, 70%. And then 2 accessories that are potentially single joint movements to help you work your weak points to deadlift. And then on close grip day, it's a little complicated, but if you click below, I'll give you a descriptor, or in the description, you'll have a link to a downloadable powerlifting program that is built for beginners to help them work and flourish more in their strength. I know it was a quick video. You're new to the sport, so I don't expect you to understand everything at first glance, but I'm hoping that by the end of the video now, you understand what you're supposed to do in the sense of frequency. You want a heavy squat, you want a heavy deadlift, you want a heavy bench, but you got to get your speed sets in too to make sure that you can work on form, technique, and forcefulness of those contractions you use for the squat, bench, and deadlift. Now, remember, if you click below and in the description, you see the downloadable link, click on that thing because it is a very thorough document that outlines some of the things I talked about and some of the things that I missed out in this video that I could not talk about. So give it a glance, give it a look. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have questions about the document, leave it in the comments below, and maybe one of those comments becomes the next topic of a video that I do down the road. So again, my name is Joseph Lucero. I am the owner of Harvesting Strength. I work with clients online, and hopefully I'll catch you next time and that we can learn how to be bigger and stronger and better than ever.